So now I want to talk a little bit about our coaching methods and some of the principles that you need to understand to make sure that you're moving forwards effectively towards your goals and your targets. I want to try and use a commonly used metaphor to just try and explain a few of the elements that we consider when we're coaching people. And again, this is one of the parts of our process that helps to make us as successful with our clients as we are. There are a few elements that are involved in this, okay? So one of the first things that we need to consider is what we're going to call the rider. So we've got our chap here, sat here. So here's a bit of a representation of your head, your rational mind. So he's going to analyze what he thinks you're going to do. He's going to make a plan. The problem with that is sometimes we get caught up in how that process works. So we overanalyze, we get caught up in the minutiae, and we can sometimes get stopped in actually making the next step in our progress because we're analyzing things to try and get the perfect routine. And that doesn't really exist. I mean, we design very, very good programs, but actually if you don't do the program in itself, it doesn't matter if it's good or very good, because you're still not going to get the results. So what we need is we need to make sure that we've balanced out the rational mind to have a route forwards. The second thing that we're working with is then we've got our man here sitting on top of an elephant. And you'll forgive my drawing skills a little bit. So this is a representation of your emotional mind. Okay? This is how you feel about things. The problem with that is that's built up over years and years and years of what you've done before. So if you've tried diets and they've not worked out, or you've tried to put on muscle and it's not happened, that's going to actually set up a way in which you emotionally are connected to that as a process. So the problem with that is these two are connected together. So if you've got your rider here who's making your new plan, and he's sweating over the minutiae, and then he sets you a target because he wants the best possible target, so he's gone to the ends of what's possible, and then you don't achieve that, then your elephant feels terrible about that. So you're ingraining this really, really bad feeling towards these things that you're doing. So what we need to make sure is that we coach both of these elements. We need to make sure that your rider doesn't get caught up in the small stuff. We have a really good plan. We make sure that that plan is then ready to be executed and you actually start on that road. So training starts today, no excuses. We do something as opposed to doing nothing and worrying about the detail. We also make sure that what we're trying to achieve with that is 100% achievable. Otherwise, if you find that you set your targets too high, again, you're going to upset the elephant. And no one wants to upset the elephant. It's a big piece of kit. Okay? Now, it's sometimes possible with some of these dietary and behavior changes and training program changes that you can pick something and overreach for it and keep it going for a short period of time. And I'm sure you all know of friends and relatives that have given this a go. Is that they pick a plan, it's very extreme, they stick to it, but it only lasts for so long, they get some results and they fall off again. And again, this is something we need to really make sure doesn't happen with the relationship between these two. The rider can only force the elephant to do something for so long before he gets tired. It's a big piece of kit to maneuver. So again, we need to make sure that we balance that out with our goal setting and our coaching process. The third element is the path. So this is the road that we're on. So this represents your kitchen, your cupboard, your fridge. So basically, is if there's going to be cake in your house, you're going to eat it. So we need to make sure that we're coaching ourselves along that path reasonably effectively. If you've got friends and relatives that bring out the bad side in you, they always want to take you out for pizza and beer. It's fine every now and again, but if you're doing that 4 times a week, it's not going to be a recipe for success. So what we need to make sure is that we have a good environment, is that we have supportive structures around you in either a coaching setup or from your friends, family, and relatives. And if not, we need to make sure that we remove you from those to try and re-establish your behaviors. Outside of that, we need to make sure that we've got a happy elephant. Okay, everyone likes a happy elephant. So we've got to make sure that you feel positive about it. You should be achieving these goals 100%. Outside of that, we need to make sure that your rider doesn't get in the way. He's got to think about what he's going to do, but we need to make sure that we actually get on with some stuff. We get to the point where we're actually producing a plan that's executable. If we line up all 3 of those things, I guarantee you'll get amazing results in a faster amount of time, and they will hold long term.